Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is going to be an Aquarius detailed reading for the month of April. So we're digging into kind of closing out the end of the month here in March and going into the detailed reading of April. And we're going to be using the areas that are covered in the astrological houses to kind of give us a clear overview of all of the different energies that are going to be touching the various areas of your life within April. And so I'm really excited to get into this reading. And so we're going to jump right in. I'm going to go through and do the pile picking. So as I said, I will be pulling 2 cards for each of the different areas of your life. And I'll mention what those are. As I'm pulling the cards, I will start by pulling a significator. If you want to go directly to the reading and not watch the pile picking, you can go to the timestamps that are in the description or in the comments. And we're going to start the pile picking now, but I want to thank everyone who has subscribed, liked, or shared any videos on the channel. I thank you so much. Just go right now and go ahead and click that subscribe button. It gives me an opportunity to reach more souls, and it's really exciting to be able to share my passion here. So let's jump into the pile picking. Okay, so Spirit for Aries. I pulled Aries in my mind. Okay, so we're talking Aquarius. I already prayed over the cards, y'all, for Aquarius. So Spirit knows my heart and that my mind gets distracted. But we're asking for the Significator card for Aquarius for the month of April. 2 A's. The Aquarius for the month of April. The Significator card over there. The reading, general energy that's going to be covering the reading over for the month of April for Aquarius. Okay. And I'm feeling like maybe it's this one. Oops, is that 2? We got too many cards here. It's that one. Okay. And now we're going to pull for your first house, which is the house of self. And this is going to be sort of identity card and how people see you. Self-image, confidence. It's just that first house, okay? And we got, cards are a little bit sticky today. That's 1. And then we're going to pull, so we're pulling 2 from 2 different decks to kind of give us a full overview. So Spirit, we're looking at the first house. It looks like it's that one right there. It keeps popping up. Okay, and now we're looking into the second house. The second house being your house of income or that which you value. It can also be material possessions. It's that right there. I have to make some space here. I don't think I make my wheel big enough. Okay, I paused it and opened out the wheel a little bit so that we have space for these cards. And I'm looking for second house for Aquarius, the month of April. So the house of income. Looks like it's going to be that one that popped right out. And now we're going into the third house, which is going to be your house of communication. So what are you going to be thinking about and expressing during the month of April for Aquarius? What are my Aquariuses going to... Looks like it's that one right there. Okay, and from the light seers deck, what is my Aquarius going to be dealing with regards to communication? Okay, and then now we're going to jump into the fourth house, and this is talking about domestication, your home life, all right, family, inner life. Okay, for our Aquarius, the month of, it's going to be that one, for the month of April. And for the month of April for the home life of Aquarius. And now we're looking into the 5th house of self-expression, creativity, hobbies, play, self-expression for Aquarius for the month of April. There it is. Okay. And self-expression for the month of April. Did one fall out? No. Oop, they are just popping. Okay. And then now we're looking into your 6th house, which is going to be your health and wellness. Our foundation, your health and wellness for my Aquarius in the month of April. Health and wellness for the Aquarius in the month of April. Okay, Spirit, health and wellness for Aquarius. There we go. Okay, and now we're going into the 7th house of partnership, your closest relationships. Okay. One-on-one partnerships. One-on-one partnerships for Aquarius for the month of April. For Aquarius for the month of April. Spirit, one-on-one partnerships. What do they need to know? What do they need to know in regards to their one-on-one partnerships? That's one. One-on-one partnerships for Aquarius for the month of April. Oops. I think it was that one. Yeah, because that was on top. Okay. And then now we're looking into your intimacy or shared resources. Okay. This also talks about transformation for the month of April for my Aquarius. Spirit for the month of April. Okay. House of intimacy, emotional bonds, transformation. Yeah. Okay, and then now we're looking into the 9th house, their house of adventure and higher learning for Aquarius for the month of April. 9th house, the house of adventure and higher learning for the Aquarius for the month of April. Okay, and adventure and higher learning. Adventure and higher learning for Aquarius for the month of April. Adventure and higher learning for Aquarius for the month of April. Adventure and higher learning. Like that card keeps showing up. All right, now we are moving on to your 10th house of career and profession. Oops, what's going on with our Aquarius career? Spirit for the Aquarius. Oops, popped right on out. All right, and now we're moving to your 11th house, which is going to be your house of networks or groups. None of your social networks. It could also be your work networks, anything that has to deal with groups for the month of April for Aries. And this one is popping out. Okay. Networks and groups for Aries for the month of April. Networks and groups for Aries for the month of April. And then we're looking at spirit and the unconscious. Spirit and the unconscious for the month of April for Aries. Spirituality and the unconscious. And then got one more here for, oh, popped right out. Okay. All right. All right. So we have our cards here and we are going to go into the reading. So I will see you in the reading. Hello, Aquarius. So we're going to get into your detailed reading for April. So we're going to be looking at the end here of March and transitioning into April. And we're looking at it by, in case you didn't hear the introduction, we're looking at it by taking the areas of life that the astrological houses cover and pulling two tarot in each of those areas to kind of see a full circle view of what might be happening in those various areas in your month of April. So Aquarius, welcome. Anybody who has the sun of Aquarius, rising Aquarius, moon in Aquarius, or just Aquarius watchers, cross watchers, you are welcome. So let's jump right in. And your significator is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this tells me right off that for your month of April, one of the things that you're really going to need to do is jump into action. Okay, it's going to be important for you to jump into action. Now, the Knight of Wands is typically more of the fire energies of like Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay. It's a fast moving energy. So there's going to be a need for you, Aquarius, in the month of April to maybe try to emulate a bit of those qualities to move through some of the challenges or opportunities that you're going to have within April. Okay. So the Knight of Wands is all about passion. Okay. He's got intense courage and action. Okay. It says, get out there and take your chance. Okay. There's no time like the present. So a lot of you all who may have been waiting on something or been thinking about something or contemplating about something, this month of April is the time to take action, be brave, and most importantly, do it quickly. If you want something badly enough, go out there and get it, because the Knight of Wands has no fear, and why should you? Okay. So all my Aquariuses, you know, the month of April is about you really tapping into that inner courage, that inner fear. You all are very passionate and also courageous people that is not often, seen. And in the month of April, that's going to be kind of like your secret weapon in terms of being able to move through various situations. If you move through it quickly, if you move through it with a sense of passion and courage, you're going to find that it's going to be, there'll be sort of like blessings, if you will, on the other side, or it'll make the process of it easier for you to get through. It's going to be almost surprising for you how quickly things will get done. But the key there is that you're going to have to like take the action, right? Let's jump right in, and we're going to go into all of the different houses, and then we'll finish off with two guidance cards from Spirit. So jumping into your first house, this is going to be your house of self. So this talks about how people see you and then also your own self identity. Okay. And that's going to be this one here. And you've got, oh my goodness, Aquarius, what we got going on here? Interesting. Okay, so you've got the Three of Voices, which is basically it is the Three of Swords in the classic tarot. Now, what's deep about this card here? I'm just seeing there. Wow, there's so much sorrow. Some of you all have really been in a sense of heartbreak or loss or grief, like the kind of grief that like really hurts your heart, like it's kind of painful. It's really painful energy. You can see the tears here. And the other thing about it is that this tear is falling behind the door. It's like it's only seen on her side of the door, the one who is suffering. And then in the door itself is all in shadow, whereas everything around it is light. So that lets me know. And it's interesting because you've got this Queen of Swords here. Now, the Queen of Swords is people see the Queen of Swords as being capable, intelligent, very flexible, a very, balanced decision maker, one who passage judgment, but in a way that's very balanced, right? Uses her intellect to make decisions. It's also extremely abundant, all right? So what I'm seeing here with these two cards in your house of self is that your inner world is not reflecting how people are seeing you in your outer world. Your outer world, people are seeing you like the Queen of Swords, Aquarius, like you are just getting it done. You are handling it. You're not even deeply emotional about it. You're just making it happen. You're making the decisions. You're doing it with ease and with grace, and there's no issue with with Aquarius. Aquarius is not having any issues. If you want something resolved, or you want something to get done, go to Aquarius. She will give you the answer, or he will give you the answer, and you will be able to keep moving. Okay, he's getting things done. Meanwhile, on the inside, my Aquarius beloveds are in pain. You're dealing with some heartbreak, and you're doing it behind closed doors. Okay. This is a painful energy. I actually kind of want to get a little bit more information on it, but I think what I'm going to do before I pull any additional cards is to get through the whole wheel, because we may find some solutions to what's going on here as we go through the rest of the areas in life. Okay. Because the one thing that I'm really getting here is the loneliness of this card, this idea of the tears being behind closed doors, Aries. If you all are really struggling, my heart is just going out to you. Any of you that are struggling behind closed doors and people are not really seeing that, I'm really feeling like, I want to see what's happening within the rest of your communities, because you need to be able to heal. Now, the other thing about this card, though, is it does say, there is a light of healing. I love how this card actually shows it, because it's almost showing the three swords as like a source of light. So it's like there's light coming in that's trying to reach inside of you to support you and help you with that heart healing, so we can mend that back together. But yeah, there's definitely a duality in terms of what's going on inside of you, Aquarius, versus what it is that you are showing up as people are seeing you out in the world. Okay, so let's go into your second house. Your second house is going to be, I'm going to come back to this first house when we go all the way around. But yeah, a spirit is just really telling me that many of you you have not been voicing what's been going on. So even if some of you go, well, I'm not really having a heartbreak, it's not just heartbreak. That the card is really talking about an internal pain, right? So some of you are definitely going through a heartbreak, which you're not reflecting on. But heartbreak can come in a lot of different ways. It can come through partnership, but it can also come through family. It can come through friends. It can come through a loss of kind of your sense of self, right? In terms of who you are. So there's a lot of different ways in which you could be, a shift, a change or something in your life can also cause heartbreak when you have to let go of things, and you need to, maybe it's a positive way that you have to let go, but it still can cause heartbreak. Okay. And so that's what I want to get at in this space, though, is that there's a sense of secrecy to that heartbreak, and you're showing one side of yourself and feeling another side. And we've got to find a way to bring that duality together so that you can feel whole and complete, my beautiful Aquariuses. Okay. Now we're going to go to your second house, which is going to be your house of income, or what you value most. Okay. And what we've got here. Okay. Now that's what I'm talking about. You've got the Empress and the Page of Swords. Now, the Empress, if you see here, like the Empress is a major arcana card. She is basically the representation of the divine feminine. She is the mothering spirit. She is just, you can see in this card, I love how this card depicts it, because in this card, she's not only drawing in the world, she's drawing in the universe, okay? So she has the power to be able to manifest and pull from the entire universe. And this is in your house of income and the things that, your material wealth, and also like what it is that you value. So to have this powerful energy in that space is incredible. Okay. And then also she's a 3. So 3 is all about growth, creativity, and initial success. So it's really talking about a lot of abundant success when it comes to your income and the things that you value for the month of April, which is beautiful. And the other thing is that you've got this Page of Swords. Now, pages are typically youthful energy. And this Page of Swords is all about, because it's a Page of Swords, which is all about ideas and thoughts. And so this energy is one of like a ravenous thirst for information, a ravenous thirst for knowledge, right? So it's almost like your ravenous thirst for knowledge is going to bring you ever closer to that Empress energy that is abundant and rich and fertile. The Empress is really, really fertile. That's what I'm really getting. And so fertile is like, not only having to do with actually birthing a baby, but birthing anything new, anything creative. Aquarius, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy for your second house of income. Okay, beautiful. I love that. All right. Okay, great. And so the other thing I want to just keep reminding us is that you've got this Knight of Wands, which is really talking about passion, creativity, and action. So all of that, I think that energy is going to be, like I said, your salve throughout all of these houses. Now, going into your third house, we're looking into your house of communication. Your third house is going to be your house of communication. And let's see what you've got here. So you've got the Four of Emotions, which is the Four of Cups, and then you've got the Devil card here. Now, these cards are really interesting together because the Four of Emotions or the Four of Cups, you can see here, I don't know if you can see these images here, but it's as if she's feeling left out. She's feeling out in the cold. She's feeling like the third wheel, if you will. Okay. There's also a sense of apathy, a sense of like looking at what has been lost instead of focusing on what is already still there, what is still upright in the image here. And because of these clouds here, there's almost a sense of illusion, right? Like there's an illusion that things are worse than they actually are. All right. And then that is sort of doubled down, if you will, with the Devil card, because you've got the Devil card in here. Now, again, remember, we're talking about your house of communication. So this is going to be what it is that you're sort of talking about. So it's almost like in the month of April, you're going to have excuse my words here, but it's almost like you've got a little bit of self-pity going on, Aquarius, in the month of April for yourself, because in the Devil card, there's this sense of feeling. It's like a Devil card is like a self-imposed restriction, a self-imposed chain that's holding you down. It could be burdens and obligations that you feel like, oh, I have to do this. It has to be this way. But the thing is that it's really an illusion. And so even though you feel like you have to behave in a certain way or you have to do a certain thing, you actually don't. Okay. So it's really important, Aquarius, for you to think about, even as you're communicating in April, as you start to hear yourself fall into that space of like self-pity or woe is me, where do you need to go? You need to go to your medicine, which is the Knight of Wands. And what is the Knight of Wands telling you, Aquarius? It's telling you to take action. So when you find yourself falling into a place of self-pity, you need to lean into your passion, what it is that you're passionate about, and take action in the direction of your passion. Okay. So if you're feeling like all is lost, or you're feeling like I'm trapped, I have to do it this way. This is the way I'm responsible for this. This is my obligation. I'm telling you right now, Aries, I'm sorry, not Aries, excuse me. When I'm telling you right now, Aquarius, that when you start to feel like that is going to be really important for you to pull yourself back and take some action, because it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Your self-imposed restrictions are an illusion. All right. So that is going to be for your third house. And now we're going to transition to your fourth house. Okay. Your fourth house is about your home life. It's about domestic issues. Okay. It can also talk about parenting or your actual physical home in terms of real estate. It also can talk about your inner life, sort of like that Cancerian energy. Okay. And so you've got, okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. So you've got the Queen of Inspirations, which is the Queen of Wands. Now, this is a very powerful energy, okay? As with the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands is also a really creative, but a bit more, the Knight of Wands is a bit more fast moving, a bit more of a youthful energy, whereas the Queen of Wands she has done what she needs to do to be where she needs to be. Okay. And she has the ability to be, it's like the leader of things. Like she is driving things forward. Let me just make sure that this is bright enough for you all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That she is driving things forward. She is able to create what she needs to create, manifest what she needs. Look, her third eye is directly open. Okay. She is connected to the higher sources and power. Okay. And this is all about your home life and domestic. Okay. Your domestic family life. Now, the other thing is that you've got this Two of Swords, but you've got the Two of Swords reversed. So that tells me that it's in shadow. Now, the challenge with that is that this means that you may have some difficult choices that you have to make within your home life or domestic life, whatever that looks like for you. And obviously this is a general reading, so that could look like a lot of different things. You may have the sense of feeling like you're between a rock and a hard place. And that seems to be a little bit of a theme that we've got going on here. There's a sense of like feeling trapped in some ways in your own environment. Okay. But the thing is that you've got this Queen of Wands energy, or this Queen of Inspirations energy, which is all about being a boss really and getting things done, right? She gets things done, and she gets things done with ease. She manifests her world quickly and easily. She uses creativity and passion to get the things done that she needs to get done. So she's not often feeling like she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. So if you're feeling that way, her same energy is very similar to the Knight. Okay. She represents joy and courage and warmth. And so there's a sense of like, again, this is where your remedy is for April, Aquarius. This is where your remedy is tapping into your passion and taking action. It's interesting because it's almost surprising to me, because you all like are the air element, but you've got a lot of fire going on in terms of what is going to be your medicine for the month of April. Okay. But that queen she's all about power. She is bold. And she is boisterous. Okay, so she's getting things done. So in your domestic life, you're being called upon by Spirit to be bold and courageous. You can continue to be warm and passionate, but to take action in your home life so that you don't feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here in your home life or your domestic life in your fourth house. Let's move on to your fifth house. Your fifth house is going to be your house of self-expression. So this can be your creative pursuits. It can also be your hobbies and your sense of play, right, in the month of April. Wow, interesting. Aquarius. Okay, so you've got the Four of Pentacles, or the four materials with this deck, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Both of these energies are talking about a sense of holding on to things out of a bit of fear and having a lack mentality. The Ten of Pentacles is actually one of the best cards in the tarot when it's upright, but when it's reversed, it's actually talking about a sense of a lack mentality, not believing in yourself to be able to get your dream of moving forward. Okay. So it's a really powerful, it's a powerful card upright, and it's a powerful card in reverse. All right, Aquarius. And so I'm really interested because this is your house that's really dealing with your creative pursuits and your sense of play. And oftentimes, if we feel like we're driving things in our life, that's one of the places that we neglect, okay? Because we say, oh, I don't need to focus on, my creative pursuits. I can't focus on my hobbies right now, right? I've got to focus on something else. And so there's a sense of you sort of holding yourself back, right? Holding yourself back, not pursuing, feeling like, oh, this is something that's, it's just a hobby or it's just a passion of mine, but I don't really have the money to spend on it to do that, right? It's like a sense of like a negative energy around wealth, feeling like I don't have enough, right? And I want to really encourage you to push away from that, because it's really important that you understand that all of these houses have an equal importance, right? And so even though this might be a hobby for you or a creative pursuit for you, it is just as important, and you need to also give it the energy. And remember that money and funds and wealth is energy. So giving the energy to the things that you are passionate about and taking action to move them forward. Remember that there are multiple ways to get things done, Aquarius. So if it looks like, oh, I really want to take that class to pursue my passion or whatever, but I can't really afford that class right now, see if there's a scholarship. Ask if it's not publicized, because there might be. See if there's a way that somebody can help you do that. See if you can barter something that you already do to get that done. There are multiple ways to get it done, but don't just let your creative pursuits and things that your sense of play, how you're actually playing in your life, don't neglect that in the month of April. I want you to be cautious of that, because this is definitely showing up here for you. So that is what I've seen in your creative pursuits. There's just this sense of sort of like hoarding, holding things back. That's what the Four of Pentacles is. But the other thing about the Four of Pentacles is that it also talks about a sense of generosity and charity. So I feel like if you just take a step in the direction of going toward your dream, you're going to get the support and the help that you need. You just need to be willing to accept it. Okay? All right. That being said, let's move on now to your 6th house, which is going to be your house of health and wellness. Excellent cards in your health and wellness sphere, Aquarius. Good. I'm happy to see that. Okay. Because the thing is that our health and our personal wellness is the foundation to everything we do. If you don't have health, you really can't do anything else. It kind of stops us cold in our tracks. We all learned that as a big lesson within COVID. If you are unable to take care of yourself from a health perspective, it stops the process. But this, for you all in the month of April, you've got some beautiful energy. You've got the Page of Materials. The Page of Materials is going to be a useful energy, energetic energy, but it's all about manifesting. Okay, manifesting abundance here is what the Page of Materials is. So there's really a way for you to be able to manifest what it is that you desire for your health and wellness. And both of these cards are major manifestation cards, because you can even see in this card, the Queen of Wands has got her little wand pointing down and literally creating magic out of nothing in her hand. Okay. And because this is two very powerful manifesting energies, Aquarius, what I'm really hearing from the divine is that you need to be very cautious about what it is that you're thinking about and what it is that you're manifesting. Have you gotten clear about what your optimum health and wellness looks like, Aquarius? Have you gotten clear about it? Have you written it down? Have you visualized it recently? Okay, this is what I want you to do, because this is falling into that realm. And so it's telling me that you've got the power. You've got the power to manifest what you need. You just need to be clear about what that is. If you're focusing on what you don't have, okay, if you're focusing on, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, the universe is hearing wait, 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 wait. And so now you're sitting there dealing with weight, right? Whereas if you want to release the weight, you need to focus on what the outcome is that you want. I want to feel flexible and content within my body. I want to be healthy. I want to be energetic. I want to be whatever it is that you desire, right? That's what it is that you focus on, rather than focus on your lack of what you don't have. Okay. If you want to, be able to sleep better at night, and you want to really begin to reduce your caffeine, you want to focus on how you're going to feel once you are able to have more balanced sleep. That's what you're focusing on, rather than focusing on, oh my God, I'm going to get a headache if I reduce caffeine. You see what I'm saying? Change your mindset. All right. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing, your health and wellness. I want you all to, your action item is to really envision and possibly even write down what does your optimum health look like for you, Aquarius, because it's going to be individual for all of you. This is a general reading, so you're going to take what serves you and leave the rest. All right, so now let's jump into your seventh house, which is going to be your house of one-on-one partnerships. All right. And let's see what you've got. So you've got, interesting. There's a lot of this energy in your month of April, Aquarius. You're going to be really working on finding that inner balance, that inner peace within yourself. You've got the Five of Voices, which is going to be the Five of Swords. Okay. And in this card, it's almost like some of you've got a little, I don't know if I want to call them full on energy enemies, but you've got some people out there that are definitely in conflict to you. Okay. There is the Five of Voices talks about a feeling of defeat, sort of feeling like, so this is talking, we're in the house of your one-on-one partnerships. Now, remember, your one-on-one partnerships can be your love partnership, your romantic partnership, but it can also be a work partnership. It can be a family partnership. It's just a one-on-one. It could be a creative partnership, whatever it may be. It's just a one-on-one. So think about what resonates with you, because within this particular partnership that it's referring to here, it's saying that you may be having feelings of defeat, learning from lessons of loss, that there's something that you're learning from this sense of kind of feeling run down, feeling like things are not running the way they are. Okay. But the thing is that you may begin to see what's really important within to yourself or within the partnership. In some ways, in the Eight of Swords, which is the other card that you have, this card I always see as kind of a self-illusion card, because you can see here that she is seeing herself as being all tied up, like totally wrapped up in knots, and that everything is sort of against her. These crows are like tying her up and restricting her. But the truth is that she is loose, and you are loose, Aquarius. Okay. You are loose. And even though there is this sense of defeat, feeling of defeat, there are lessons being learned here. Okay. So you're going to have to determine which one of your one-on-one partnerships this is actually referring to, but I think it's going to resonate with you, and it'll be pretty clear as you're hearing this reading who this is actually referring to. And for some of you, what I'm hearing is that it's not just one-on-one relationship. It could be several one-on-one relationships. And what I'm also hearing from Spirit is one of the things that you need to do is you need to think about how you're showing up in that one-on-one partnership. And also you need to think about your self-restricting beliefs. What beliefs do you have that are causing you to feel defeat? Because in some of these cases, Spirit is telling me very clearly that in some of these cases, in these one-on-one partnerships, you feel like there's been defeat, but there's actually not defeat in the partnership. It's all about what you're thinking about in your head. Now, some of it, there is some activity in which it's causing its defeat. So you need to look at it, how it relates to your situation. All right. But I'm just hearing that from Spirit, that in some cases, for some of you all, the sense of defeat is an illusion. Okay. So it may be also, again, there's more ways to approach things is what I keep hearing here, Aquarius. So there's a way in which you all may have run yourself into, a box where you feel like you have certain guidelines and things that you have to maneuver in within your life in these various areas, because it's kind of showing up as a thread, you all. And so what I'm really keep hearing, Spirit keeps saying to me, there's more than one way to get to what you need, to get to what you desire. And they're really encouraging you, Aquarius, to be flexible, to really open up your mind in terms of how you approach things, to begin to break up how you do things and do things a bit different. Okay. All right. That being said, let's move on now to your eighth house of intimacy. And this also talks about emotional bonds. It also can talk about transformation. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, so you've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is, or the Ten of Materials here, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Look how beautiful that card is, just blossoming. It's like you almost feel like these roses are just going to keep blossoming and blossoming and blossoming. You've got this sense of community all together around this ever blossoming abundance, right? The Ten of Pentacles is one of the best cards in the tarot. Okay, here you had it reversed, okay, where there's this sense of lack, right? The sick of lack mindset. But here you've got it upright in your deeper level, when you're going deeper, when you're going into your transformation, when you're going into your emotional bonds. So it's actually, this is reminding me of your one-on-one, in that in some cases for you all, you need to go a layer deeper. If you go a layer deeper in the one-on-one connections that you have, then you're going to find the abundance, break away the illusion, and get to the truth of the matter. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing there. The other thing is you've got the Six of Wands. Okay. So again, we are, talking about your eighth house. We're talking about your intimacy. Now, intimacy gets played out in our lives in a lot of different areas, right? It can show up in our romantic partnerships. It shows up in our friendships. It shows up in our familiar relationships. It can even show up on some levels at work, depending on the type of work that you do. Okay. But this is also talking about the Six of Wands is a card that talks about recognition. It's like being seen in the public, and not only recognized, but celebrated. Okay. There's a sense of being celebrated publicly is what this card is actually talking about. So you've got two really beautiful cards. An immense amount of abundance is what the Ten of Pentacles is. It's like the end of a cycle and getting to that place of ultimate success where you have everything that you need from a financial standpoint and from a material standpoint. And then you've got the card of total recognition, and not only being recognized, but being applauded, right? To be celebrated. And so I also think that with regards to your deeper level work, in regards to your sense of transformation, any of you all who have been doing some hard work in those deeper levels of self, right? There's this sense of like coming to an end of a cycle and finding some success there and elevating to a new level. Some of you are actually really deep in the work of being light workers and being healers. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you actually have done a lot of deep work, and that work is going to be in the month of April. You're going to see yourself reach a new level of consciousness, a new level of understanding. Okay. And you may even find that there's a sense of gratitude around you, that people are really seeing you and recognizing what you bring to the table because of all of the deep transformational work that you have done. All right, so that's what I'm seeing in that house. Now we're moving on to your house, your ninth house of adventure and higher learning. And let's see what we've got here. So, okay. This deck has my favorite death card, but you've got the death card, wow, and you've got the King of Swords reversed. Okay, the King of Swords can be a very lovely energy. He leans on his intellect. He leans on his intelligence to drive things forward. But the challenge here is that when it's reversed, it falls into the shadow side. When it falls into the shadow side, the King of Swords can be very cold and calculating. Okay, he can be dismissive, right? He can be the really like deep in the air energy, right? Where he's very aloof and loft and almost, what's the word? Like conceited, like superior in mindset, right? And now it's interesting to me because this is falling into your house of higher learning and of adventure, and you've got letting go, and it's really talking about this letting go is very much about putting a death to some past, things that are so old they've got covered over with cobwebs, ideas, thoughts, processes, ways that you have to approach things, right? And what I'm getting is that what you're going to need to let go of is when you are being challenged in some way, you can fall into the shadow of the King of Swords. King of the swords. The swords represent air. Okay, that's the element. And as Aquarius, you are also representing air. Okay, and so there's a side of you that can come out when you are feeling stressed or outrun. You've got a lot of obligations, responsibilities. You have been hurt in some way. You're dealing with some heartache, like we've got over here with this Three of Swords. And you can really fall into this place of being cold and calculated, Aquarius. And it's asking you, the spirit and divine are asking you to let that go. For the month of April, you need to be really conscious about how you're showing up. Don't allow yourself to fall into a space of being cold and calculated. If the people around you are being cold and calculated, Spirit is saying you do not need to fall into that pattern of being cold and calculated. You need to walk away and let go of the situation. Okay? So be mindful of that, Aquarius, because you don't want situations or people or certain behaviors to take you out of your character. If someone is taking you, or you are feeling like you are acting outside of your character because of certain situations, you need to let those situations go and come back to the full, beautiful spirit that you are. Okay? All right. That's what, and again, this area is talking about higher learning. So that's why I feel so strongly about, and I'm also hearing Spirit say that, like, you need to learn this so that it can open up this area. Okay. Because this house also represents like travel, publishing, like all of these other incredible areas about exploration, like a higher consciousness. But that right there is kind of blocking it a little bit in terms of like, you need to be able to let go of some of those things so that those other areas of higher consciousness, travel and, sort of having a broader perspective around things can resonate with you. And the thing is, Aquarius, that's within your nature to be exploring different things and understanding the world and, looking at new and different ideas and all of that. So if you're finding yourself instead being in a place of being cold and calculated, something's not right. And so you need to let it go. You need to let go of the energies that are around you, whether they be people or the environment, and allow yourself to come back to yourself, Aquarius, because you're a beautiful energy. All right. That being said, now we are going to move on to your 10th house of career and profession. And let's see what we've got going on. Okay. Okay. Good. Whew. Okay. Y'all got me worried over here. Y'all got me worried because you've got some mindset things that you need to be working on in April, but you've also got some really abundant things happening in some of these various houses. That's why I find these readings so very interesting, because we're looking at all of these different aspects. And when you look at the whole, there's like the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And there's a lot of good here. There's really, really a lot of good. And when I say the ugly, I'm really talking about that shadow work that is happening underneath. So there's like the good, the outside, the inside and outside good, the inside and outside bad, right? Is what we're kind of looking at. But for your career and profession here, we've got the Queen of Emotions and we've got the Wheel. And now what this is showing me is that the Queen of Emotions is that energy who she has got her emotions completely under check. She can go internally. She knows exactly how she's feeling, and she knows herself so well that she knows you. Okay. She is balanced in terms of her level of emotion. She is also compassionate and empathetic and deeply tapped into her intuition. She's almost like another high priestess energy, but she is deeply rooted into the emotional field here. Now, it's really interesting because we've got this woman here that's sort of on top. And so there's this balance of what is the emotion on the top on the surface versus what is going on in the depths. You all have been doing some deep work in the depths, and so you've gotten a bit more emotional balance in the depths of things. And what you want to do in April is allow that to come to the surface and help you to turn the wheel of fortune in your favor. So within your career and your profession, approaching situations with a sense of balance emotionally. And when I say a balance, I'm not talking about the Queen of Swords energy where you're focusing just on your intellect. I'm saying balance so that you actually express your emotions around things, but it's a balanced way of doing it. And that you also pay attention and are empathetic to the environment around you and the emotions of other people around you. That is going to lead you to success, everything turning in your favor within your career and profession within the month of April. Okay, there's some beautiful messages there for you all. Now, for your 11th, we're going to move on now to your 11th house. And in your 11th house is talking about your networks within the month of April or your groups. Okay. And so let's look at this here. So, okay. Wow. Look, Aquarius, this is bringing me back to your self card. Okay. So for your, okay, this is making sense. So so your networks, your groups is going to be like your communities, whatever those communities. Remember that you've got multiple communities. You've got your work community, you got your family community, you got your home, like living community, right? What that be? You got your friend community. You may have a spiritual community. You may have a hobby community, or you may be a gamer. You may be in a gaming community. There's multiple communities, right? Or networks of people that you deal with and work with. They can be both present within your current environment, and they can also be global, because we all know we have global communities as well. Well, the Tower card is about something breaking down, okay? And something breaking down quickly, like a quick change is happening within your networks, or it could be one specific network that is talking about, it could be multiple networks. You have to see what resonates with you, okay? Now, the thing is that you've also got this Six of Swords energy. Now, the Six of Swords energy, when it's upright, it's talking about moving away from something that is no longer serving you. But what's really beautiful about the card is it talks about help coming in, divine help coming in just at the right time, that you have everything you need to bring you swiftly back to shore. Unfortunately, Aquarius, you've got it reversed for the month of April. And what this is telling me is that this is one of those situations where, like, say you're on a long trip or travel at the airport and you have a bunch of bags, you're at the baggage claim, you're in a different country, and you've got like 3 or 4 different bags and nobody is willing to help you, right? Or that's not actually what I want to say. I want to say is that there's nobody there immediately to help you, right? And then you start trying to drag it, the little wheelie thing, the wheel is broken, okay? And you can't really drag it. And then somebody comes along and says, hey, I'd be willing to help you. I would, do you need a hand? And you say, no, I don't need help. I got it, right? So it's like refusing help. That's what this card is talking about. It's like the help comes in to help. When the help does finally come, you refuse the help. And so you continue to struggle. Okay. So as things are breaking down within your networks and your groups within the month of April, or if there's a certain network or group where there's a breakdown, understand that you've got other communities that are working well, that are around you, that are willing, able, and literally wanting to help you, Aquarius. They're literally wanting you to help you. All you have to do is ask, okay? So Spirit is really saying that it's going to be important that if you see a quick change, if you see things shift within your network, that there is help available to you, but you've got to be willing to accept it, Aries. You've got to be a bit more flexible in terms of allowing that help to come in and help you. All right. Because you won't be able, a quick change like that, it's like if you're rigid and things have to be done in this different way, it will just collapse. It will just literally break. You will not be able to do things in that way. You've got to kind of go with the flow. All my folks who are out there in California, it's just like the buildings are built for earthquake, and they are able to be seismically handle the seismic activity by moving a little bit. They're a little bit more flexible. That's how you need to be in the month of April. You need to be seismically fitted so that you can actually handle any disruptions that happen in your life without breaking. Okay? All right. That being said, we're going to move on to your 12th house, which is your house of spirituality or the unconscious. What is going on underneath the surface? What's going underneath the surface of Aquarius? Yes. Also can be what's happening in your dreams, your unconscious. Okay. Let's dig in. Good Lord, Aquarius. Y'all are killing me. Okay. So in your unconscious, you've got the 10 of voices, which is the 10 of swords, and you've got the 3 of swords. Now, the 3 of swords is the same card that we got in your sense of self here. It's just that it's out of a different deck here. So we've got the 3 of swords here. You've got the 3 of swords going on in your unconscious, and you've got it in your self-identity or self-image. I mean, it makes sense that they're both in the same place, but my heart is broken for you, Aries, that is, why do I keep calling y'all Aries? I apologize. I'm broken for you, Aquarius, because, this is a very painful energy. Now, the thing is, nothing lasts always, okay? So it's not as if you cannot heal. There is healing that is actually already in process right now, okay? But this is very deep to me because in yourself, your unconscious, what's going on underneath the surface, the 10 of swords talks about a painful ending. Now, the thing about a painful ending, though, is that, in fact, it is an ending. So it is the end of a cycle. And what comes directly after the end of a cycle is a new beginning. Okay. It is something coming forward. You've gotten a few places throughout your reading in which there's a need for you to let go. And a lot of what I'm getting, there's a lot of sword energy, and then there's a lot of fire energy in this reading. The sword energy is all about your thoughts, your mental state of mind, your ideas, okay? And it's really talking about this whole reading has kind of resonated throughout about shifting the way you're thinking about things, letting go of old ideas of things, allowing yourself to be a bit more flexible in your thinking and your self-perceived notions, as well as your self-inflicted restrictions, okay? Your self-inflicted restrictions, your self-inflicted chains, whatever is holding you back. There's a sense of illusions here, Aquarius. So I want you to be mindful of these things, because as you go into April, if these things pop up, you don't want those things to get in the way of the beautiful energy that you've got here, like within your house of income with the Empress and all that juicy, juicy abundance. Within your career, having that Queen of Cups in there, and the sense of being able to spin the world, okay? In your sense of deepness and intimacy and transformation, you've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is one of the most abundant cards in the actual deck. So you've got some beautiful energies here as well. You've got the Queen of Wands down here. You've just got some really great energies, but what's overlying, what's kind of heavy in this reading is a sense of loss, a sense of sorrow, internal sorrow that my Aquarius is holding. And I just want to give you all a big giant hug, because you need to know that whatever is going on underneath the surface, whatever that sorrow is, whatever that pain is that is just bubbling up for you, that this too will pass. And your remedy for the month of April is the Knight of Wands, taking action, moving towards your passion, having courage. Be brave, Aquarius. It is within you. You have everything that you need to be able to drive yourself forward in April and have a beautiful, abundant month, okay? Let's look at the guidance from Spirit. And you've got, well, look at that. Okay, Spirit. flexibility. And I keep saying that word flexibility because it keeps coming to mind. And Spirit is really asking you to be able to bend rather than break. It's just like what I said in the tower, right? The flexibility card, the will of Spirit, is saying like you need to allow things to, you need to have that seismic adjustment, right? So that you can go with the flow and just allow things to kind of move over you rather than getting so tensed up and so constricted, in the way that things need to be, that you're not able to move with the changes. You all may be dealing with several bits of changes in the month of April. And your final card is cosmic connection. And will you look at that? It's the 11 card. So that lets you know that there's really some divine influence, some divine help that is coming in for you all, you beautiful Aquariuses, in the month of April. Okay. The cosmic connection card says you are connected to cosmic intelligence. Your vibration is being raised to higher levels. And oftentimes, Aquarius, it's like what I was saying over there in terms of the deep work that you've been doing. When you hit an area where your consciousness is being raised, that's when, as I say, that's when the devil comes for you, right? That's when things come after you, when you're at a space where you're raising your consciousness, where you're going to another level. It's right at that impasse where the attacker tries to come in and get at you, right? And I feel like a lot of what's happening is your attacks are coming from your mind. There are a lot of illusions here, and you're going to need to combat that so that you can continue on your beautiful journey of ascension and elevation that this cosmic card is saying. The message of this card is of divine support and illumination. Your vibration is being raised to levels with greater understanding, insight, and perception. There is no coincidence that you're finding yourself in sync with new people and maybe a bit out of sync with some old people that may be around you, okay? So it's really important that you be conscious to what is going on around you. The universal energy of love has sent beautiful light-filled souls to guide your way and assist you through the transition. That is just gorgeous, okay? You are a visionary of love, and through the raising of your own vibration, you're going to assist others to awaken. That's a beautiful Aquarius. So you see, dear one, the understanding gained from these challenges, from all this heartache and this sorrow and the pain that may be underlying, that other people are not even seeing in you, Aquarius. Okay, all of this and the healing that it will bring will be the precursor for your own increased light and elevation. Keep going and know that you're not alone during this time. Your affirmation is, I am illuminated, inspired, and grateful for this opportunity to expand in the light of pure consciousness. All right, Aquarius, that is going to be your detailed reading for April. I hope that you were able to hear some themes and get some understandings. Again, I keep going back to this medicine of taking action towards your passions in the month of April, okay? And I wish you all a joyfully abundant April, my beautiful Aquarius. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like the readings that you're getting in this channel, please hit that subscribe button and a like if you would. And I will see you in your next reading. Have a good month, Aquarius. Bye-bye.